Nigel West Dickens is one of the more colorful and morally ambiguous characters in Red Dead Redemption. He's introduced as a snake oil salesman, a classic con man peddling miracle tonics that supposedly cure everything from rheumatism to scarlet fever, and even give strength to the healthy. He has a very showman style, verbose, theatrical, often desperate, but you sense there's a sharp mind behind the charlatan act. In terms of his backstory, according to his wiki, Dickens was born around the mid-1840s and claims a cosmopolitan upbringing. He name-drops thinkers like Darwin and Emerson, suggesting he studied science and literature. Though how much of that is part of his veneer is up for debate. He's voiced by Don Creech. In the game's narrative, John Marston first encounters him in a dramatic way. In the mission Old Swindler Blues, Marston rescues him after he's been shot and left near his stagecoach. You then have to drive him to Armadillo for medical help, fending off attackers along the way. If you fail to get him there in time, or stray off the road, Dickens's health depletes and he could die, which adds real tension to that mission. Once he's recuperated, Dickens recruits Marston to help with a series of cons and schemes. In You Shall Not Give False Testimony Except for Profit, Dickens stages a tonic show at Ridgewood Farm. You help him by proving how effective the elixir is. You have to shoot a skull from a distance, shoot a hat thrown in the air, then beat up a guy called Aquila in a fistfight, and finally duel him and shoot his gun out of his hand. But crucially, without killing him. It's a twisted demonstration, very theatrical and very Dickensian. Later, in Liars, Cheats, and Other Proud Americans, Marston races a horse cart for Dickens in order to win him money. And there's another mission, The Sport of Kings and Liars, where you again race. This time with Dickens wagering on the outcome. These missions really lean into his persona, part entrepreneur, part entertainer, part opportunist. But Dickens isn't just comic relief or a scammer. He plays a fairly significant role in Marston's larger mission. He becomes a kind of networker, helping Marston assemble allies for the assault on Fort Mercer. He even offers to use his wagon as a Trojan horse to sneak Marston into the fort, which shows that beneath the swindling, there's someone capable of cunning strategy. He's not purely self-serving, though. In one of the final missions, We Shall Be Together in Paradise, Dickens aids Marston in a more selfless way. And according to the Red Dead Wiki, when Marston eventually heads off for Mexico, Dickens says he's off to Europe or possibly China, implying that he's constantly chasing the next big con or adventure. Later, Marston even sees him in Blackwater, where he's been arrested for illicit narcotics distribution, i.e., his miracle tonic business. Marston persuades Edgar Ross to release him, suggesting a complicated but genuine loyalty. Beyond the main game in the Undead Nightmare DLC, Dickens returns in even more peculiar fashion.